All right.
All right.
I'll just yell, Lester.
I think I got it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we would like to recognize and honor our 2024 senior volleyball players. Starting with number 2, Ava Beck. Ava is the daughter of Alex and Lacey Beck and has participated in volleyball all 4 years of high school. Her most favorite team memory is when her and Paige Kiss were playing basketball with her knee pads in the locker room after a game, and Paige shot her knee pad over the stall door right into the toilet. After volleyball is over, she will miss the time spent in the locker room before every game. Her advice to younger players is to just have fun and enjoy your time on and off the court. After she graduates, Ava doesn't really know what she wants to do, but she does know she wants to attend Western Illinois University. Next up, number 11, Janie Phelps. Janie is the daughter of Greg and Jessica Phelps and has played volleyball all 4 years of high school. Her favorite team memory is from this year. It was the very last play of West Prairie versus Macomb, and Jackie Adair hit a bomb and knocked her to the ground. After volleyball is over, she will miss begging the coaches to play front row or hit every day. Her advice to younger players, a quote that the FFA chapter president Owen Torrance came up with, that she feels fits perfectly. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. After she graduates, Janie is undecided on college, but in the future she plans on taking over her family's farm. Our third senior is number 9, Taylor Richardson. Taylor is the daughter of James and Angela Richardson and has played volleyball all 4 years of high school. Her favorite team memory, hands down, would have to be the time the team had to share a locker room with the opposite team, and so the team decided to change in the bathroom. After changing in the bathroom, an old lady told them to have a good game, and Taylor said, "You too." All the girls died laughing and said that she was going to pull up and start playing. And Taylor says, and let me tell you, this lady was at least 65 years old. After volleyball is over, she will miss the unexplainable relationship that they all had with each other. She says, "We may not have all gotten along together at school, though that all changed once we got on the court." Her advice to younger players, even if you mess up, don't let that discourage you. You will always make mistakes and mess up in life, though that doesn't mean you quit. You push yourself to the best of your ability. After she graduates, Taylor plans on attending Spoon River College to get an associate's in science. Our fourth and final senior, number 6, Kinley Welsh. Kinley is the daughter of Steve and Tiffany Welsh and has played volleyball all 4 years of high school. Her favorite team memory is the pre-game dance sessions and team building. After volleyball is over, she will miss the home games with the Crank Zone. Her advice to younger players is always try your hardest, be a team player, and never give up. After she graduates, Kinley plans on attending Illinois College to continue playing volleyball and study nursing. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2024 senior volleyball players.
me get Nauvoo tomorrow night. They're decent. They're like us. They don't shoot very well. We'll see what we get. Payton's been playing really well. I changed some offense up. Payton's playing really well, and they kind of just depend. Got some good pizza. Seventh grade and sixth grade. They are playing well. They play very well together. How are you guys been doing it? I've been here. We got the other mic down there. You need to write down that thing, and I like that.
Well, it's on the back of our chapter.
Very well done.
And now let's meet the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Indians, number 16, Tegan Moss. Number 15, Jasmine Chatlin. Number 30, Maddie O'Dear. Number 6, Ada Harris. Number 13, Jessica Whipple. Number 4, Aaliyah Williams. And the libero, number 20, Josie Fessler. The Indians are coached by Stacy Gilmore. You know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to meet your West Prairie Cyclones! Starting tonight, number 2, Ava Black. Number 6, Kinley Walsh. Number 5, Kelly Wright. Number 8, Madeline Sullivan. Number 9, Taylor Richardson. Number 11, Janie Phelps. And the libero, number 12, Lindsay Dunn. The Cyclones are coached by Caleb Hall, assisted by Drew Snyder, Leslie Sullivan, and Terry Paul. Officials for tonight's game are Rod Thomas and Christina Thomas. Good luck to both teams this evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the broadcast here tonight as we get ready for the varsity contest here between the West Prairie Cyclones and the Payson-Seymour Lady Indians. A lot of times the Payson-Seymour gets dropped, or the Seymour part gets dropped, I should say. We are ready here as it is senior night. If you couldn't guess by the extra festivities. And wish good luck to all the seniors here. Sorry, for a minute, Dad got a little dusty in here. And the Cyclones out here on the floor tonight in the white tops. The black numerals trimmed in silver. And Payson in the blue tops with the blue body and the black arms, the black trunks this evening. It will be best 2 out of 3 falls this evening. And glad you're alongside here for this contest here tonight. As the regular season beginning to wrap up for the fall sports. And now Moss will let it go. Serve off of Phelps, hit sideways. Welsh underneath it. Up to Sullivan, she'll send it across. Played back row there by Fessler. Sent in the middle, O'Dear off the blocks. Beck with a one-hand save. Welsh will hammer it. And Payson recover. O'Dear up with it. Set out to Beck, she'll tip. Sends it right back, but out of bounds. And West Prairie on the board first at 1-0. Ava Beck will let fly with it, serves it into the back row. Up it comes, set for O'Dear, tipped across, and Beck is underneath it. Sullivan outside, flipped over by Welsh, dug up by Moss, and Fessler going to help it out. O'Dear in the middle, has got it, dug up by Richardson across, and they'll bring it up here. Set on the outside for Chatton, and it is knocked out of bounds, so West Prairie with a quick 2 spot. Take the advantage here. As Ava Beck will let fly with it. Line drive, drops in front. That would be a Brett Powell Country financial ace and makes it 3-0. We'll do the sponsor stuff for you in just a moment. Serve deep back row. Picked up by Whipple. Knocked across, and Richardson has it back row. Sullivan tried the tip. Beck going to bring it up to Welsh. Hammered off the back row of Whipple and then bumped into the middle, and actually Whipple took it and knocked it out of bounds. A quick 4 spot on the board here for West Prairie. Ava Beck, high deep floater, Fessler's underneath it. They'll bump it back, and that one hit up to the blocks. Sullivan tips it across. O'Dear flips it over, drops it in front of Beck, and good, so a side out for the Indians. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time live events on the big screens. Join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer the Cyclones to victory. Serves a little long and out, so Welsh will let go with it. Deep back row, Fessler is up high in the air. Moss gonna bring it to the outside. Whipple, dug by Phelps, back row for West Prairie. Up for Richardson, puts it in and good. Puts a little mustard on the hot dog and knocks it home. Welsh, deep back row again off Fessler. Hits it sideways, O'Dear can't get it. And again, that would be a Brett Powell Country financial ace. It is 7-1 in favor of West Prairie. Welsh off of Fessler, back row. Phelps up with it to Sullivan. Loads for Richardson. Boom, in good. Boom goes the dynamite. And we have a timeout called by Payson. 7-1 lead here for West Prairie. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here as Kinley Welsh will let fly. It is an 8-1 advantage here for the Cyclones. Ball deep backer off Fessler. High in the middle. Moss going to set it up. O'Dear taps it through. Phelps is up with it to Sullivan. Back set, right on the run, right into the box. As O'Dear says, stay on your own side. Now Leah Williams, a freshman. This is a very young Payson team. O'Dear sends across off of Beck, back row. Sullivan sets it up. Right, a little too long, high deep, and generally unplayable. Back again will come O'Dear, makes it 8-3 West Prairie. Serve deep back row, Welsh is there. Sullivan sets it out, Richardson coming to it, flips it, and Moss brings it high. They'll back set it, tipped across by Whipple, saved by Wright. Sullivan a one-hand save, and Phelps hits it over, puts it in, and good for the kill. The Tom Conklin State Farm kill. As Lindsey Dunn will come in and serve, Janie Phelps. Yeah, makes a dad proud. Lindsey Dunn will scream it across. Pop time by Fessler. Richardson tried to send it back, couldn't. They keep it alive. Richardson, nope, did not get across. And the recommended daily allowance of 3 hits. And now Megan Kirby was libero in the JV game. Sophomore coming in here. Kirby fires it through. Up to the net. They bring it to Reynoso. J.C. Reynoso able to bounce it home. And Sullivan back with it. Ready to send it on the way here. Sullivan goes to wind it up. Let's fly. Back row, Kirby launches it to the back wall. And another Brett Powell Country financial ace for the Cyclones. Sullivan again. Back row is Fessler. High up to the net. Tipped across. Dunn is underneath it. Sullivan back set for Beck. And it is pounded off the face of it. Chatton. Tipped across. And now they'll set it up to the outside. Richardson with a tip. Chatton up with it. Moss in the middle for Williams. One hand saved by Richardson. By Welsh. Flipped across by Reynoso. Played by Payson, and they're going to whistle somebody with their hand in the net jar. I believe that was J.C. Reynoso. Ava Stephanin, another freshman, as Whipple goes out. I do not know if she squeezed the Charmin or not. I've been waiting to say that too. You got to be old like me to remember what that goes with. Beck pops it high. Sullivan to the outside to Beck. Off the blocks. Popped backwards by Williams to the back wall. And good, and the Cyclones have a 12-3 advantage. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2023. MTC Communications offers lightning fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems in the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. Moss going to set it to the outside. The windup and a hit by Chatton knocks it down. And now Abby Starbuck will come in and replace Taylor Richardson in the back row. Fessler back deep, ready to let it fly here. 12-4. Welsh and Dunn a little trouble with it. Drops in. As Fessler will come to it again. Winds it up, sends it through. Off of Welsh, high up in the air. Sullivan over for Welsh. That one rejected, but out of bounds. And so the Cyclones take a 13-4 lead. And they're going to have a little lineup check. And that's what senior nights tend to do. You have some goofed up lineups that get in there. Janie Phelps in to serve as J.C. Reynoso out. Phelps pounds the serve off of Stefan. Not going to get it. And that makes it 14-4.
7, I think it is. 14-7.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks like it is.
Oops. Oopsie doodles. Wright able to knock it right back down. And we've got another timeout called here by the Payson-Seymour. It's 15-7. The Cyclones lead Payson right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
And now we're back here, 15-7. Janie Phelps back to serve once again as the Cyclones try to open up a little more space. Serve past Fessler and out of bounds. That'll bring it back over to Payson. Maggie Stanford will come in, play the front row, and the Indians are substituting like someone's paycheck depends on it. Served by Moss, brings it across to Welsh. Up for Sullivan to Wright, who'll just tip it, put it in and good, and put it away quick for a 16-8 lead. Cyclones trying to pull away here and make a quick senior night finish. Senior Ava Beck launches it through and off of Stefan. Moss on the run with it on the outside. That one, net violation on West Prairie. It was out of bounds, but it was a net violation on West Prairie, so we'll give it over to Payson. 16-9 lead, and Whipple comes back into the front row. Jasmine Chatton will serve it. Serve Phelps able to bring it up. Set outside for Welsh, tip, block, and Phelps and Starbuck can't get it. They both tried for it. One went under the other one. Glad to see they're not hurt. Serve again. Phelps right up to the net with it. Sullivan able to tip it away from the blockers. And Moss is there with it. Sent back. Beck able to dig it up. Wright turns it around, but hit it a little wide and out of bounds. The thought was good. And knocks it out of bounds. Serving again will be Chatton. Her serve, that one definitely high, deep, and generally unplayable. Richardson in, Starbuck out for West Prairie. Served by Kinley Welsh. That one a little low, tips the net. Back up front, Richardson says have it back. And now Moss sets it for Whipple. Phelps there to bring it high. Sullivan with it to Richardson. Off the blocks and down. 17-11. Kinley back again. Welsh, deep back row off Fessler. High in the air and a confusion. Moss tried to bounce it off of Chatton. Couldn't do it.
Going for style points there.
There you go. Degree of difficulty. Fessler takes the serve. Set to the outside. Whipple flips. Saved by Richardson. Flipped over by Wright. Now played up front. Blocked by Richardson. They'll load it up again. Whipple coming after it. And Phelps gets under it and digs it. Sullivan over to Richardson. Hits that one into the net. So it'll be 18-12 on the side out. Aaliyah Williams takes a little trip and comes into the ball game. Well, that one's a musical reference, not a commercial reference. O'Dear with it, picked up by Beck. Sullivan tips it across and loaded on the outside. That one brought back row. Welsh underneath it to dig. They're going to set it up for Richardson on the outside. Hammers that one, and that one caught Chatton in the throat. As Jasmine Chatton hit in the throat there. They're going to take a quick pause here. As she's going to calm down a little bit, and that's one of those things. That one a hard shot by Taylor Richardson. And we'll see if she stays in here. Yep, she's going to stay in here. That's tough. Caught that one right in the throat. Janie Phelps will sub out. J.C. Reynoso will come in. Lindsey Dunn back to serve, 18-12 lead. Serves it off of Chatton. Popped up. Williams will hit it through. It's dug back row by Dunn. Up to Sullivan outside to Richardson. She'll hit that one into the net. And it cuts the lead down to 18-13. Back in will come Kirby. Kirby readies to wander to it. Walks, fires off of Beck. And that one comes off the ceiling. Welsh able to recover it and flipped over by Richardson. Down and good. Killing them softly with her song. Madeline Sullivan fires away. Sends it across off Fessler. Moss going to bump it up to the outside. There's Whipple tipping it through. Done with it over to Sullivan. Sent across by Beck and now played up front. Moss to the outside. Whipple again. Stuffed. And Payson recovers it. Bumped through and Sullivan's got it for West Prairie. Done. Now to Richardson. That one blocked. They try to keep it alive but cannot. And here comes Payson on a run. Steffen will come in as Whipple will go out. She will see if she can get Payson, Steffen in the right direction. They'll load up for Ava Beck. Beck off of Steffen and off the ceiling. Flipped across by Moss. Welsh underneath it. Sullivan bumped over and is played by Fessler. Straight up to the front to Moss. Moss for Williams. And did not get across. Hit the top of the tape. Williams had a lot of trouble with that in game number one. It is 22-14. Wind up by Richardson off of Kirby. Right there, Kirby gonna bump it over from Steffen. It's taken by Dunn. Up to Sullivan. Tipped over, down and good, and it is 2 points away from finishing this game number 1 off. Taylor Richardson will get a chance to finish this one off here. She gets ready to load and send, winds, pounds, and the serve off of Kirby. Off the ceiling, set up for Chatton. She'll dribble it across. Welsh digs it up. Sullivan to Kinley. Welsh off the hands of Steffen it down. It is game point. Taylor Richardson, another one of the seniors, gets a chance to finish it off. Taylor Richardson tips it, Steffen up with it. Welsh gonna flip it down. Williams sends it across. And they're saying it did touch the ceiling, so that's game number 1 in the book, 25-14. And so game number 1 is in the books here as the Cyclones take home game number 1. And that'll bring us up to game number 2. Let's take this time out on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, you know, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
Find the nations. Simply choose what and how you want to wash and dry to help keep clothes looking their best. Intuitive Controls, brought to you by Whirlpool.
We are back here getting ready for game number 2 of the match, and this will send the Cyclones off into the Monmouth United Regional. That'll come up here next week here as the regular season wrapping up for volleyball all across the state of Illinois. And not too far behind football, getting set for the, they're in the stretch drive now. And don't forget, tomorrow night, senior night. No, not tomorrow night. The old guy can't think. It is Friday night is senior night up at Scioto, and TSSR Game Time Live will be up there for the senior night festivities. As the Cyclones close out the football season there at home, good chance to possibly make the playoffs. At 5-3 on the year, so hoping to make the 8-man football playoffs, an ever-growing division. More and more schools without the extra folks. And on the floor for game number 2, it is Ava Beck, Kinley Welsh, Callie Wright, Paige Kitch, Abby Starbuck, and Madeline Sullivan for West Prairie. On the floor for Payson, it is O'Dear, Chatton, Moss, Williams, Steffen, and also Stanford. Didn't get a chance to ask if that Stanford is related to Josie. He's a big standout there at Payson several years ago. As the Cyclones will get ready for game 2 here. And it will be Paige Kitch serving first for the Cyclones. Kitch sends that one out of bounds, no good. And now JC Reynoso will check in, be replaced by Lindsey Dunn. Payson takes a 1-0 lead in at game number 2. Serve by Moss. That one goes out of bounds, so side out begat side out. And we're back here. Ava Beck ready to serve here.
Inchworm revving back up.
Yes, it is. Not measuring the marigolds, but our score. Up, and Stanford can't get that one to go across, so makes it 2-1 West Prairie. Beck comes to it, serves across. Stefan going to pop it high. Moss up with it to O'Dear, sends it back her off. Starbuck. Sullivan on the run, bumped over by Welsh, and over it comes to Fessler. Moss up for Chatton. She'll send it back rolling out of bounds. The extra oomph, just a little bit too much. And now Beck will serve again. Serve high off the ceiling. Stanford bounce around. Stefan help. No deer brings it across. Now Dunn up to Sullivan over to right. That one, nope, got a whistle double hit on Payson, and it's up to a 4-1 advantage. Located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ride and Farm Supply can meet all your needs, whether they are LP seed, fertilizer, farm chemicals, LP service. Unmatched in the area, and as a customer, they'll take care of you. Call them at 309-772-3121. Ava Beck gets the let serve for a 5-1 advantage. And Beck sends that one off Stefan. Stanford's going to help it. O'Dear sends it across. And Dunn digs it up for us. Prey over to right. She'll hit it into the net. Turn a side out over to Payson. Janie Phelps will come in, replacing Ava Beck. And Whipple will replace Stefan. Pawn Plus, proud to serve Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pawn Plus is the area's largest seller of used firearms and used items, including firearms. Also provide on-site jewelry repairs and open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. Great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street, Macomb, between Airco and Taco Bell. Go see Smilin' John, and he'll take care of you. Cyclones bump it across. Sullivan over with it to Chatton. Set up for Whipple. She'll bring it back road. Dug by Starbuck up to Sullivan. Tip back across. Right sends it back, and it is out of bounds. And Payson gets to within 2 at 5-3. Chatton pounds it off of Dunn. To Sullivan, over to Welsh. Back row, Fessler's got it. O'Dear over to Whipple. And she'll bring it to Welsh. Sullivan will bring it right back to her. Off the box, Fessler digs it. Up to Moss, over to Whipple. Blocked by the Cyclones. Kept alive and flipped over. Phelps up with it. Sullivan, one-hand save by Phelps. Flipped over by Wright. That's my girl. As now Dunn will play it. Over to Sullivan. It's off the ceiling. Comes over to Fessler. Out to Stanford, and out of bounds it goes. The Cyclones get the side out and a 6-3 lead. Kinley Welsh will load it, send it across off Fessler, high up in the air, and Moss underneath it. Whipple, dug by Richardson. Sullivan going to tip it back, scooped up by Stanford. They bring it out to Whipple again. That one, nope, did not get across. Tugged the tape and makes it 7-3. Welsh to Fessler, up to the net, flip back by Moss, Chatting across with it. Up to right, she'll tip it over, but tip it out of bounds. A for effort, not so good a grade for execution. Williams in for Payson as O'Dear will come back with it. Her shot across off Dunn. High in the air to the net. A little fight for it up at the net, and then tip back. Moss. Sent over by Chatton, and underneath it's Welsh for West Prairie. They'll bring it load it for Richardson. Dug by Moss. Whipple up for Stanford. Off the blocks and out of bounds. So Payson back to within 2, as they did in the JV game, proving to be up to the task. Serve by O'Dear, done back row. Up to Sullivan to Richardson. Richardson with the outside hit. O'Dear's underneath it. Moss for Stanford. She'll flip it high and it's picked up. Sullivan to Dunn. That one hit the light and down it goes. So Payson within 7-6. O'Dear, back row. Phelps up to Sullivan. Sullivan back row attack by Welsh. Pounds it. O'Dear up with it to Dunn. Sullivan loaded for right, and that one to the back line, and we're in a tie ball game. Timeout call by West Prairie. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
A block by Payson has put them in the lead at 8-7. And O'Dear brings it again off of Phelps up to Sullivan. Set for Richardson. That one, Cyclone fans saying it is touched. The official said, nuh-uh. O'Dear brings that one again. Phelps up to Sullivan. She'll tip it over, puts it in and good. And down it goes, 9-8. Cyclones get a big side out there. Payson had really garnered some momentum right out, and Reynoso in. Lindsey Dunn powers it off of Stanford. Moss out for Stanford, out of bounds. So the Cyclones even up at 9-9, not our German-speaking portion of the program, but our score. As we often say to Will, score! Fessler up with it to Stanford, over to Williams, high in the air. That one hit the ceiling. Or as I might say, I got the feeling that one got the ceiling. Dunn hits the tape with it. Stanford's up. They bring it out on the outside to her. Down the block of Reynoso, flipped over by Richardson. Back up, flipped across. And now Chatton's got it for Payson. Outside for Whipple. Down through the blocks and good. And it makes it 10-10. Kirby ready to send it. Screaming serve back row up to Sullivan. Set back row for Welsh. She'll unload off the hands of Fessler and down. The KILL, kill. And then Ava Beck in. Janie Phelps goes out. As Madeline Sullivan. Sullivan. Back her off Fessler. High up in the air, flipped across. Dunn is there. Set up for Ava Beck. That one blocked. Cyclones trying to recover it. Flipped over. Chatton is there. Moss to the outside to Whipple. And Sullivan's there to dig. Reynoso up. Sullivan brings it across. Chatton takes it for Payson. Out for Williams. Popped across by West Prairie. And Whipple comes again. Back her off Welsh. That one. Reynoso had it, but just couldn't recover, and Payson is proving to be a little difficult in this game, too. Ava Steffen in. Out goes Whipple. Steffen to it. High, deep off of Welsh. Outside, Ava Beck. Beck off the blocks with it and puts it in, 12-11. The Cyclones reclaim the advantage. Abby Starbuck in to serve it here for West Prairie. Her serve to Fessler. Up to Moss for Chatton. Blocked and they keep it alive. Bumped over by Williams and Dunn is underneath it. Sullivan over for Beck. Blocked but out of bounds. And West Prairie earns a hard-fought 2-point advantage. Hard-fought 2-point advantage for them. Serve out of bounds. And so 13-12. Payson not going to go quietly into the night. As Fessler stands back to serve. Serve to Kinley Welsh. Back set for Ava Beck, tipped across, and Moss takes it for Payson. Uploaded for Chatton down the blocks, and Welsh is up. Beck gonna bring it across. Moss outside for Chatton once again, down the blocks. This time not able to control it. So serve by Fessler, taken by Welsh. Back set for Ava Beck. And that one out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say replay. So rewind the tape. And we'll forget that last play happened. Fessler loads it, sends it off of Dunn. The outside to Welsh. Off the box in, good. And the Cyclones lead again, 14-12. Callie Wright in, Lindsey Dunn out. And J.C. Reynoso will serve. Reynoso pounds it, and up to the net it comes. Flipped across, and down and good by Moss. Stanford going to replace Kirby for Payson. J.C. Reynoso out as Lindsey Dunn in, and Moss will serve for West Prairie. Serve. Starbuck with it up to the net. O'Dear pounds it down off Dunn. And Payson has tied it at 14. Interestingly enough, this is the lineup that Caleb Hall has been using the last few games, and it is struggling tonight. Moss off of Dunn. Up to Sullivan. Welsh blocked, and nobody home in the back row. And Payson takes a 15-14 lead. Moss ready to serve it across. Hammers that one, and it's off Starbuck. Welsh up with it. To Beck, who'll tip it over. Chatton takes it. And now back set for Stanford. Off the blocks and down, and Payson leads by 2. Timeout called by Caleb Hall. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Skip adding detergent to every load with the Load and Go dispenser. Choose from models that hold enough for 20 to 40 loads. With select models even adding a second compartment for fabric softener. So clothes get the care they need, and you can skip adding detergent every time. The Load and Go dispenser, now available in 3 sizes. Brought to you by Whirlpool.
And we are back here as Moss looks for a little Moss. I don't know if she's, if a Rolling Stone has gathered her or not, but anywho, serve off of Starbuck up to Sullivan, loaded for Beck. Off the box and down, and the Cyclones get one back. Makes it 16-15. And now Ava Beck will let it go. She looks to load it high, sends it on the way. Off of Stanford, down, and we're tied. Now the big thing is, this is where those lineups, and we saw in the JV game, Payson would rip off several mistakes in a row, but now, right there, they correct it. And they take a 1-point lead. Ava back out and Janie Phelps in. As Whipple in and Stefan out. Chatton will let it fly. Serve deep and out of bounds. A little deep and wide, and we're knotted at 17. Abby Starbuck out, Taylor Richardson in. Now Kinley Welsh gets to serve. Serve back row. Nope, Fessler said it was out. It was not. Fessler thought sure it was out of bounds, but it was not. So the Cyclones take the lead 18-17. Serve off Fessler, off the light. Moss gets it. Whipple pounds it over and Welsh takes it. Sullivan with the load up over to Richardson. And Whipple brings it up. Moss gonna back set for Stanford, dug by Welsh. Sullivan helps her out over to Richardson. That one, too long and out. And we're tied at 18. O'Dear will serve. Off of Phelps, brought up to Sullivan. Set up for Richardson, or for Welsh. And that one hammered into the wall, so the Cyclones get it back. It is 19-18. Lindsey Dunn back to serve for the West Prairie Cyclones. And back row off Fessler. To Moss, set for Stanford over the blocks. Dug up by Sullivan. Welsh to Richardson, she'll tip. Dug by Whipple. Loaded up and Whipple brings it over. Reynoso to Sullivan. Up to Moss. Fessler high in the air with it to Whipple. Did not get across. Another one of those not across in the recommended daily allowance of 3 hits. So 20-18, Cyclones by 2. Dunn off of Fessler. Moss gonna bring it up to Williams. Williams into the net with it. And the lead is now 3. Timeout Payson as they want to talk it over. 21-18 Cyclones right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
(21-18) Cyclones as they try to finish it off here on this senior night. Up with it is Lindsey Dunn to Stanford. Moss loads her up. That one into the net. And the errors, they are a compounding. Dunn brings it again off Fessler. Moss digs it up, but Chatton not able to get to it. 23-18. Lindsey Dunn walks to it again, low line drive. Fessler is there. Up for Moss to bring back for Williams. Dug by Dunn, back row. Sullivan outside, Richardson tips. Whipple is there. And good roller, Richardson, nice one-hand save, but Taylor Richardson's arm came over the midline. That makes it 23-19. Kirby in, Stanford out. And Kirby's gonna let fly with it. Walks to it, fires it across. Phelps brings it to Sullivan, loads it over for Richardson. Puts it up, back and over, and Reynoso gets it. Blocked, but down it goes. Game and or match point. 24-19. Janie Phelps out and Ava back in. Ah, come on, coach. It's senior night. Let her play the front row. 24-19. Serve by Sullivan. Off of Chatton, high in the air it goes. to Kirby, over to Chatton, and that's a game winner. Cyclones take it home in 2 as they win it here on this senior night. And that has been our senior night broadcast, folks. Thanks for, as I always say, thanks for tuning us in. Thanks for turning us on. It has been a lot of fun. Regular season volleyball packed away, as of course the regionals will be coming up here, as they'll be at Monmouth United. So we'll step aside as well. You have been watching and listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.